We are all here tonight because we want water to be clean and we want everyone to have access to it, hopefully forever. Before I get sentimental and passionate about our milestones, I want to share something very personal that happened to me this year when I didn't have clean water. An experience that has changed me forever. In May, I was in Uganda. Our US team had just arrived for the very first time, and we completed a school visit where we had installed a borehole, like you see here in the room today. The head teacher quickly customarily sat us down in her small, crumbling office, waiting to share some joy. It felt like she had been on pins and needles, waiting to tell us some really big news. Unprompted, she told us that since the borehole opened, the children no longer had worms, bilharzia. That's what we call it in Uganda. They were now coming to school, they were not sick, they were healthy. This was really big news for her and her school and all of those families. Now, this was something that I had heard dozens of times. Clean water changes everything, but it was shocking for her and shocking for our team. That night, I went back to my room and I didn't quite feel right. I had eaten something before, many times. I had had malaria, but when I woke up in the morning, I knew it was something different. I quickly became dehydrated from using the toilets I had access to. I became nauseous, I knew something wasn't right. And over the next 24 hours and 3 weeks, I rushed in and out of local hospitals trying to find out what was wrong. I was pricked by what felt like a million needles, tested for various things, and finally, I was diagnosed with bilharzia, this parasitic worm that lives with snails that feed on feces and water. I had bathed in very dirty water. A $3 pill and a much-needed glass of wine later, I was cured. But I can't stop thinking about the fact that the very issues I wake up to solve every day had gotten me, and I'm so careful all the time. Many rural Ugandan families make as little as $20 a month or less, if they're lucky. This means they could have never afforded this $3 pill or the hospital stays I had, or the tests, or the transportation to get to those clinics. Bilharzia and the many other diseases that are caused by poor sanitation and dirty water take the life of a child under 5 years old every 20 seconds. I wake up every day to prevent this, to give people a chance to learn, to grow, to work, to play, to have a more equal chance at life. I want to thank you for being here tonight and supporting our clean water work locally and globally. It's literally life-saving, and we're inspiring the next generation to care about clean water too. Our world is rapidly changing, and sometimes it's difficult to see the progress happening through all of the chaos. That's why milestones are so important. Milestones keep us showing up. They keep big, audacious goals moving and allow us to widen our vision to bigger aspirations and dreams as we meet them. Tonight, we remember a handful of milestones since the splash party started 10 years ago. We hope you've had a chance to see some of them on your way in, out on the sidewalk, and also here around the room. As we build a more water-secure future together, we shouldn't forget the path that we've laid. Tonight, I want to thank all of you for allowing a brief reflection right in this moment to celebrate our milestones and impact while dreaming big for the future. Reflecting on the past 10 years gave me the opportunity to revisit some really exciting feats, none of which happened overnight and all carrying various emotions. We've made 3 documentaries and produced a book for teenagers to change the world. I remember when we received our first NGO permit to legally operate in Uganda from the country. We built our first toilet because we realized that you can't have clean water or healthy communities without toilets and proper sanitation. We innovated water projects and toilets to be people-centered and culturally appropriate, both in soft and technical ways in Uganda. And I remember when we passed 100,000, then 250,000, then 500,000 in our annual budget, and how that growth felt, all exciting milestones. And I remember how it felt when we hired our first employees. That was really exciting. Russa in the US and Johnson in Uganda, and each team member since has been life-changing for our work. And when we received our first six-figure donation, allowing us to plan projects in Uganda for a full year, hire permanent staff, buy our first vehicle, and set up a functioning monitoring and evaluation program. And this one's really exciting. Years after a fifth grader went through our Wave Maker program in schools right here in Northeast Ohio, they remembered us. They applied for a college internship at Drink Local, Drink Tap and decided to pursue a career in nonprofit work. And just this year, both of our teams from the US and Uganda, we met in Uganda for the first time. This was my last day of being healthy. My last moment to be exact. All of this happened because of you. All of these milestones created momentum, fueling our 2023 achievements and beyond. They've laid a solid foundation for growth. And now, we're being recognized as experts and advocates, and we're more focused than ever before. This year, Drink Local, Drink Tap was accredited to attend the United Nations water meeting, which hadn't occurred in nearly 50 years. And we've been focused on evolving to fit into and to challenge the larger movement for global water equity. So we made an investment in an audit of our operations and strategies this year. In the next decade, we are hyper-focused on three things. One, creating climate-resilient wash facilities for vulnerable populations in rural Uganda. Inspiring youth and adults to recognize their responsibility and power to impact water issues. And last but not least, we will more actively participate in local and global conversations and movements to advocate for equitable water. And in order to move forward, we must evolve the structure of our organization to prepare for growth. Right now, we're forming a high-level advisory board of investors and strategic thinkers to support our vision. And over the next 12 months, with your help, we will be able to expand our team to include a development director, full-time operations assistant, and key Uganda-based staff. I'm really excited about the momentum of our mission right now, and I hope you are too. As I close out my remarks, I'd like to make two very big announcements, both I'm equally excited about. I'm very excited to announce a new partnership with We Are Rickle, a reusable water bottle company right here in Northeast Ohio. They're here tonight. This year, we formalized our relationship, and we are proud to be We Are the Rickle's only charity partner. A percentage from every bottle supports our clean water projects in Uganda. And in 2023, Rickle has already supported 4 clean water projects, and it's just the beginning. To celebrate this exciting new partnership tonight, you'll walk away with a Rickle bottle of your own. It's my favorite water. Thanks to Craig and Ryan for trusting us and your partnership, and for supplying these beautiful bottles tonight. And last but not least, I'm not sure if I'll cry when I say this. Some of you know I'm a crier. We've made some incredible progress this year on one of our biggest organizational goals. Last year, we announced our goal to reach 100,000 people with clean water by 2030. And I'm still telling my board of directors we can do it by 2028. I'm looking at you all. If you look at these jerry cans right here on the wall behind me, these are the containers that people use to collect water in Uganda. Imagine that each one represents 10,000 people gaining access to clean water. And guess what? We just surpassed the halfway point to 100,000 people with clean water. As of today, because everybody matters, we've reached 51,141 people, to be exact. Thank you. Tonight, I'd like to ask for your support in accelerating our impact and adding to the momentum that we're experiencing, because it's going to require increased capacity and resources to reach our goals. In the next 5 years, our goal is to double the amount of students we reach with our local Wavemaker program right here in Northeast Ohio in schools, and to double the amount of people we've helped in Uganda. Are you ready to help us double down?